still quite hot, I must say. It's May month, this autumn time. You can have summer or winter, quite often summer and winter in the same day. Evenings are beautiful at the moment, and the days also, I mean, it's hot, but it's not unpleasant. But it certainly feels a bit summery today. It started off as a nice cool morning. The sun is still nice and warm. Very pleasant, sort of daydreaming kind of weather. I can imagine a bit of chat going on there with you guys talking about cheetah there on the airstrip. I believe that's the last place that a cheetah was seen on the game drive. I just want to see, there's quite a few vehicle tracks going in there. Maybe from a sighting this morning. Let's see if there's anything going on down this way. Currently heading down towards Otuza Dam, which is literally a couple hundred yards that way, but it's a bit of a long story to explain. It might not make sense, but on the way here I drove past one of the staff vehicles, and I had some staff on the vehicle that are heading out for their leave cycle. And the one guy is a track I know a little bit from before, and he told me that it wasn't a very good description about drive the airstrip road and then before the Skorvan in turn right, and something about lions. I didn't get anything about lions on the update on the radio, but these tracks, and I know you probably don't see them, but there's car tracks here in the grass in front of us. It just looks to me like the ones he might have been talking about. So I just want to poke my nose in here. It's one of those stories that you think, I'm not quite sure what it's about, but that's how you follow up leads, how you find things. I think maybe not. That guy's obviously gone on leave, so he would have been out there this morning. Perhaps subsequently the guys have checked here. But worthwhile to investigate, because if there were lions lying there, it would have been nice to find them. Watch the guarri bush. This is actually quite a cool little bush. Let me tell you about this bush. This is called a guarri, or more specifically, you get different kinds of guarris. This is called a magic guarri. And let's use, there's a nice piece, there's a nice piece. Magic guarri has got a few different uses. One that I actually used it a little bit for earlier this afternoon for myself is one I'm going to show you now. Another use for it, very good one, it's for flies. Great fly swats, and also for bushfires. If there was a big bushfire here and you don't have specific equipment for it, this is the best thing you want to grab. A magic guarri, a blue guarri is also good, Natal guarri also good. Very tough leaves, you can hear them, they're quite bristly, and the leaves don't fall off easily. You can, look there, you can hit quite hard without them falling off, so they make very good fire beaters. But this is what I'm going to show you now. And this one didn't break perfect, but it'll work. And I did actually use it this afternoon. I had a bit of a quick start to the game drive, and this makes an excellent toothbrush. You'll take the bark off. Sorry, let me sit a little bit this way for you. How's that? That's good. You take the bark off and do a nice neat one. Right, there's the bark off, nice and neat. And then this, you would normally just chew it a little bit. And just cut that little piece off there. Okay, so you just break up the fibers a little bit. If you had a stone, we don't have a stone yet. If we were sitting in the bush and you had a hard surface, you could, you know, take your knife or your walking stick and just bash that a little bit. I'm going to just do it there, and then you can break it down a bit more with your teeth. Now you're seeing it's starting to make that sort of, I'll show you then, how's that? And you see that the fiber's coming out nicely.
A little bit close.
A bit close, how's that? Okay, so it's starting to become a little bit bristle-like, and it's very tough wood, so then you can go, well, you don't need the whole bush. This piece you can break off. And guys, I've done this many, many times in my life. Other than actually buying a toothbrush and using toothpaste, and this is the best one. I only threw out the one I made last November. I used it in my camera bag for quite a while, so great toothbrush. Magic worry. Let's go look around. What was going on here? So the tracks are clearly coming in here. I'm driving out on the same tracks again. Who knows? All good? Yeah. We're straight after pizza. We had pizza for lunch today. Manuel, we've got this great chef in camp. Really super nice guy. And of course a nice guy that can make good food. It's always a good combination. And he made pizza for all of us today. Great lunch. Alright, we're not far away now from, see, there's also tracks. See, my gut is telling me there's something in this. It's one of those stories you pick up. You know, if you're a good reporter, and you get the little bits of info and you think, I did see one lion track this morning, and that tracker, that sort of, I got the feeling he's trying to give me some inside information. I see the tracks, and then there might be nothing in it. But when you get a hunch, a lot of good tracking and a lot of good finding of animals is based on skill combined with a good hunch, combined with a feeling. I don't know, I've still got a feeling there's something in the story, I just don't know what it is. Got a cool tree here, on a dead tree. This is a dead leadwood, and this one could be a couple hundred years dead already. These trees can stand for up to about 1,000 years after they've died. Never mind before, they can grow for about 1,000 years as well. Here's a question for you. It's not quite rhetorical, but sort of borderline, I guess. But a tree like that, if it's dead, is it still a tree? Let us know. Hashtag Safari Live for a tweet. Questions at WildEarth for an email. And stop in the middle of the road and look at the beautiful Nyala for an antelope in the bush experience.
So we've just let that elephant herd go, folks. And oh no, we haven't. There's another couple up here. This elephant herd is so spread out. I do apologise for that crash cut to here. We just lost a bit of signal with Pete, but we've got another individual up here. So I've been driving for about 2 minutes up this road, and there's the leader of the pack up here. Hello, boy. He's a young male here. He was right. I'm just trying to get a better shot for you, Vim, so let me just move around. Hello, my boy. It's okay, motorbiker. It's no worries, everything's fine. I'm just trying to get a better position. It's okay, my boy. No worries. Everything's fine. No problem. Keep going. Go back to your feeding, my boy. So I've just driven up here and came across this other young male. He's leading the sort of herd up through this way, and these young males will be tolerated in the herd up to a certain point, and there's no sort of exact age that they get kicked out at. It really does depend on their behavior. And if their adolescent behaviour is not tolerated by the matriarch, see ya. She'll just give them the notice. She'll hand the notice to them to move into the bachelor herds and go off and start to become a big male elephant. And then they will start to go off into the big wide world of where the male elephants hang out. So the male elephants only come together with the breeding herds when the females are in estrus or in season or ready to mate. So therefore, you might see a big male trailing behind a herd when he can pick up the scent that a female is in season. But they won't normally tolerate these young bulls if they get a little bit too cheeky. Right, so I think we should say thank you to those guys. That was an absolutely incredible experience. Pete and I, wow, how lucky. Pete last night, me tonight. This is like amazing stuff. This is just beautiful to see. When that little one touched the front of the bull bar, and then we got a bit of a shock. It's a material that he's never touched before in his life, I don't imagine. And sort of thought, okay, that's enough, that's close enough, I'm out of here. But I just want to recap ever so quickly for you that situation, I had to judge that very, very carefully, not to startle those little guys and make sure their mums were okay, and it all worked out perfectly. So your intuition kicks in those situations. It was really, really nice just to go gently quiet, enjoy that moment, let those little guys behave and react, and then let them move off after they had enough. Wow. Wild Safari Live, folks. Love it. Joe in Wales, how are you? In the United Kingdom, I hope the weather's picking up for you there, matey, and I hope you're doing fine, and thanks for watching Safari Live. Joe, your question is like interesting when you're asking me what I would do if that youngster came up and put his trunk on my arm. I wouldn't have allowed that to happen. I would have removed my arm off the door. I think there's a point where that contact, you could think, oh wow, that'd be an amazing contact, but what we have to remember is these youngsters are growing up. We need them to be conditioned to the vehicle as a one unit. For us to be outside that vehicle is a little bit, well, when I say outside, going out to touch something. If he touched me, which was your true question, Joe, and I do respect that, I would probably remove my arm to under the door, but if he touched my shirt or my shoulder, there's nothing I could do about that. I would be really in a very, very interesting position there, and it's not probably a position that I think most people would want to get into. We don't drive up to the animals to get them to touch us. That was a very unique situation that just happened in front of us this afternoon, as it was with Peter. But I was surrounded at a point and I didn't want to startle them. So when the intuition kicks in, you think, okay, I feel this situation's okay, the behavior in the herd was okay, I ran with it. And it feels good to be driving down here now, giving all of us that experience and knowing that we put ourselves in exactly the right placement with that herd and judged it correctly. So it feels nice, it feels good for everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed that. That was an absolutely awesome experience for us here and all you watching. And thanks so much for all the information throughout. Right, I'm going to head down, and thank you, Joe, for your question in Wales. A beautiful, beautiful part of the world, which I share your big island. We are going to head down to a couple of the water points now, and I just told VM one plan, and I've changed it as I've been talking. We're going to head down here, we're going to go down and check out Twin Dams quickly, or we might go to Viatella Dam. I'll make a decision when we get to the bottom of the hill. In the meantime, let's cross over to Pete and see what he's up to, and I'll be right back with you as soon as we get somewhere nice.
Well guys, welcome back this side. Sorry, I'm just something on the radio that I couldn't quite understand. We are around the corner, literally just around this next bunch of bushes. We're gonna be on the open area in front of Aretusa Lodge. Always a nice area, always exciting when you come up to any big waterhole. And this is also the waterhole that we had reports earlier about some strange hippo behavior. I'm not quite sure what the behavior was, but we will be having a look at that. But altogether, just a beautiful setting. This is a lovely lodge, Aretusa Safari Lodge. Not only a great setting, great people as well. Quite a few friends here over the years. You can imagine that, just sitting on a waterhole, hippos in the waterhole. This time of year, as we said just a few minutes ago, with dry conditions, we're going to have very, very busy waterholes. Elephants, buffalo, lions, leopards, everything's going to come for a drink at some stage. But for now, animals that stay in the waterholes not only drink the water but make it their home. We're going to go sit here and have a look at these hippopotamuses, or hippopotami, a bit like the mongooses. Let's see what they get up to. Maybe there's some interesting behavior to explore or talk about. Oh, fast flying Egyptian goose. Landing. I don't think that's its proudest landing ever. All Egyptian geese here along the side as well. Again, we'll get concentration of this as well. All your wading birds, you know, your plovers and herons, all these birds will start concentrating more and more on the waterholes that has water left. So these waterholes will just become more and more interesting. For now, the hippos don't seem to be doing too much. One of them sort of half body out the water. Others are just taking it easy. It looks like an adult. It's always difficult with hippos. There's not much of a difference. Looks like an adult male or female, I guess. Can't really see much. Youngster in the foreground there as well, sort of in line with the head of the adult. Looks like 1, 2, 3, about 5 or 6 or so hippos here. You know what, Rita, good afternoon. That's a great question. It's a question that I've answered so many times, and I've never actually gone in the last many years and read the specifics of it. So if one or two people want to maybe go sort of look into that for us and give us an answer as well. But Rita is just asking, do hippos give birth in or out the water? And as far as I know, they give birth potentially in both. And as I said, I haven't actually gone and read up on this again since maybe 15 years ago. I can see no reason why they can't give birth in shallow water or in stagnant water. Obviously, if it's a river that's flowing, that's a very different story. But just look at how cool those oxpeckers are drinking water. Sorry to interrupt myself, but look at that. All in a line, actually at the moment, just sitting on the hippo to drink water, not to necessarily groom the hippo. And then they could also give birth on land. Again, I can't see any reason why that shouldn't work. In many respects, it would be the same as a hippo giving birth, or sorry, I meant it would be the same for the hippo giving birth as it would be for a rhino. So as far as my knowledge goes, they can give birth in either. Obviously, depending on conditions, everything from what kind of water, what's it doing, is it moving or not, to the conditions on the land as well, you know, are there lions around, that kind of thing. Beautiful late afternoon light. Baby hippo there practicing his intimidating yawn. Yawning with hippos is a very important part of their displays. Threat behavior, or sometimes just to show off a little bit, sort of, you know, like showing your muscles kind of thing. Stunning colors now. Magic hour is here, late afternoon, soft light, all the colors become beautifully pronounced. It is really a great time to be in the bush. Let's have another close look at them. I am tempted to go driving around a little bit as well. Keeping in mind, I mentioned earlier we had a lion track here this morning in this area. Let's go see if we don't maybe find some fresh tracks. Also, there's a good chance the lion might appear here at the lodge. You never know. Now we came here obviously because it's a lovely waterhole and it's good to come look around here, but we had some information earlier from the waterhole cameras that there was some strange behavior from these hippos. Now I'm not quite sure what strange behavior refers to, especially with hippos, since they are pretty strange animals. So those of you that saw it earlier, maybe before the drive, if you want to let us know just what you think they were up to or what were they doing, it would be nice to know. But for the moment they seem to be doing what hippos do best in the afternoon. Not too much. Being lazy and enjoying the peaceful surroundings of the waterhole. And as we said, this is such a stunning setting. That's where they have a lot of their dinners. That area there is one of the sort of outdoor dinner venues up towards the right. There's the pool. They've got an infinity pool here. All of it up and around the waterhole itself. A few of the rooms are around the waterhole, and then some of the rooms further down the drainage line. Beautiful place. Aretusa Safari Lodge. For a moment I thought it happened to me before. You know, you do this thing and you go, whoa, there's a lion behind us, but not yet. Maybe if we sit here a bit longer. Let's spend a bit of time here. There's a few impalas coming down for a drink as well now. As I said, the afternoon has changed now. In the last literally 15 minutes you could feel the temperature drop a little bit, just cool down. The light is getting beautiful. This is what these impala, when they come down, you can sometimes find that they're a little bit sort of boisterous when they come down to drink. And around the waterholes you will often get interaction between different species. Steve, hello, you're asking us about buffalo, hippo and elephant. Some of the interactions, why would those elephants earlier chase the buffalo around? Look at that, mostly, actually not mostly, 3 and 2. 3 male impala, 2 females. A bit of a strange mix, but there are some impala a bit further back that I saw. Steve, just what you saw earlier, I didn't see exactly what was going on, but you will often find elephant, either adult elephant just chasing buffalo away from the waterhole, especially when there's pressure on the waterholes, in other words when there's a bit of a dominance game. Or sometimes chase them away because there's young elephants around. You will also sometimes see young elephants, and I'm not talking about 2-3 month old ones, I'm talking a little bit older, a few years old, chasing buffalo as well, just because they can. And there's that sort of playful interaction. It's not really aggressive. Coming back to the hippo, I'm sure hippo would occasionally attack buffalo. There's not a reason for it. I mean, hippos don't eat buffalo, they eat grass. But they're strange animals. As I said earlier, you know, hippos in general are a little bit odd. In Pilanesberg, where I worked years ago, there was a case of a hippo that bit an elephant really badly. So that kind of thing can happen as well. There's been many...
Here, I'm just going to see if VM can see these tracks. Can you see those there, mate, on the road? And if everyone can see them, I'm going to... Yeah, great. I'm just going to get out for a second, folks. I'll be really quick and I'll project my voice so you can hear me. But I might sound like I'm shouting. The reason why I want to show you this is you can see in the picture right there, these are the tracks from the elephant that we have just been looking at. Now, when I came down this afternoon, these tracks there was something quite particular about them. I could ask people to tweet in, but you know, I'm sure you'll all get it. You'll all get the little clue that's in there. And why do you think I know that there was elephant? Okay, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you it. I'll walk up and show you it to you first, and then I'll come back and ask the question. Are you on this one, mate?
That one right there?
This one?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just going to get out of the shadow, folks. So I'm going to draw a circle around it for you. Okay, that's what we're looking at. And in there, that track there. See all those little wrinkles there? See all those little, it's like a fingerprint, those little cracks. I'm going to ask you a question right now. Why did I find that so interesting? And why did I know that there would be elephant ahead there when we walked out this afternoon? Tweet us or email us, #SafariLive or questions@WildEarthTV, and and tell us what you think, just in a few words. It's pretty simple in the sense of how many words you need to use, but have a go at it, because what we've learned in the last few days is there's information that unfolds right in front of our very eyes. Have a think about it. Why do I know that there was elephant down there at this time of the day, and we found them pretty quickly? Come back to us on that. Right, I'm hopping back in, and I just wanted to stop and show you that because it's quite interesting. As I was getting towards the dam today and towards those elephants, I was like, I feel like this was information that I picked up, and I was already past it, so I couldn't show you. Just done a big circle, but that's a really, really nice little thing. Give us a tweet, and the first one to sort of get the right answer, I think will come through, and we'll get a bit of an idea. So it's really just, what does that track tell me that those elephants are over there and are close by? You might have a little bit more time to think about it than I thought you might have. Just going to give the old girl a little bit of time. I'm glad that didn't happen before when we were with the Ellies. So that track over there is a really important track. Now, I'm going to go back to something else as well, ever so quickly. There was a lovely question from Joe in Wales before about if an elephant came up to me and touched me on the arm. Joe, the other thing that I want to just one more thing to add to that. It's our responsibility out here in the wild, in any nature reserve. We're not here to try and... There is an invisible gap, an invisible sort of barrier here that we need to keep. On a health and safety level, we need to keep that. We need to keep this respect thing between the animals, that they know that they can't come up and touch us easily, because if that was promoted, you start to have problems. So the whole thing is, it's not a fear thing. They were comfortable. There's distances that we're comfortable in. We would never promote that touching. What happened over there with our bull bar was just a matter of them dictating the moves, and the situation arose. It was completely fine, but I would never ever promote like touching animals. We have to make sure that there's that invisible barrier, that we know that that'll keep the animals safe and that'll keep us safe. So I just wanted to let you know that, Joe, as well. Now, here we go again. Let's try again. Right, a question from Kathy in Memphis. The baby ellie tusks, you're asking a question, Kathy, from Memphis. Memphis, wow, what a fantastic place. Kathy, welcome. And when do those little tusks come through? At about a year they get their milk tusks, and then they start to fall out, or they fall out, and then they get some other tusks. It's a really hard thing to judge. Sometimes they differ a little bit by months, but generally speaking, around 9 months to a year, they get those little milk tusks. They fall out, and then they start to grow their next tusks. Remembering that at the back of the molars, or the grinding plates that the elephant use, they get six sets of those, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. They get 6 sets of those through their life, and they move forward, and they use them up, and then the next set comes through, and it goes through. And you can normally tell how old an elephant is by their teeth, if you ever find a skull. Right, I think I need to give the magic porcupine quill a rub. Hey. So I'm just going to pull up to Viatella Dam and see what we can see there, folks. Wow, wow, wow. Can you track that bird for me, please? BM, I know it's really hard, I do apologise. That bird I wanted to show a lady this morning, I think, I'm just trying to see with my naked eye, I think it's a spoonbill, a juvenile spoonbill. Maybe it'll come back and land. Or is it? Let's see if it does. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for that bird, I'll keep my eyes out. I have to tell you folks, this is a little bit special. I've got a question. Is it? It is. It's a juvenile spoonbill. And a lady this morning asked me about this bird. Let's see if it lands. See if it lands. It's circling around. Nice tracking, VM, I have to say. Wondering whether it's going to land and it's comfortable. And a lovely lady asked this morning about, was that a spoonbill at the waterhole? Let's see if it lands at some point. I'll keep my eyes open. Oh, it's landing in the tree. Right. No, it's not. It's deciding on the other tree. Okay. Well, it's really beautiful tracking, VM. You're doing an amazing job there, mate. This bird we were talking about this morning, and I told this lady that I was going to come back to this, and it is a beautiful bird, and I think it's going to land at some point. Anyway, what I will do is show you on my list. If it does land, we'll come to it on the ground. Have a little look at this spoonbill. Here you go. Has it landed? Oh yes, yes it has landed. See, do you think you can get that from there, VM? And I'll have a quick look for you. There we go. So that's a juvenile spoonbill. Juvenile African spoonbill. I've got just a picture here which is a little bit closer for you, and VM will just pan around now and show you this. So this is the adult with that beautiful red head and a grey bill, and then the juvenile has got a yellow bill, and that's what we saw this morning. And I just wanted to show this because I do apologise, I can't remember the lady's name, but I want to come back to it. Most important thing is that call. And that call is a real distinct spoonbill call. The reason I knew it was a spoonbill when I came over here, specifically for this actually, it took off and then it flew around. They fly with their necks stretched out, whereas herons have that sort of S shape in their neck. They withdraw their neck back when they fly. Spoonbills fly with their neck out. Now, I've got something very, very special to do right now, and I hope you guys all don't mind me saying hello to my boy, because he's just sent me a message and he's sitting with all his mates at the moment. Josh, Aaron and David in London, and they're watching Wild Safari Live, and they just saw that elephant stuff. So hey my boy, it's so good to have you watching, and I'm sure Mum's watching with you, and Renee and Andrew as well. Fantastic question too, David. Why is elephant's skin so wrinkly? Well, I tell you what, mate, I can't really give you a definite an answer that's going to be like the answer that everyone says. I think it's because they spend so much time out in the bush, and they actually have to have the thickest, strongest skin they possibly can to hold that big body mass together. If they had very thin skin, they would go past those branches, really tough branches that could cut their skin easily. So I believe that their skin is that thickness and that strong because of all the walking and brushing past things they do out in the forest and the woodland. So I would say that's my answer, David, to that. David, the skin also is very delicate. Even though it looks really rough, it's very delicate, and they look after their skin a lot. They go in the water, they roll in mud, and they put lots and lots of dust and things on themselves as well to protect themselves from things like ticks and parasites. You know what parasites are? They're those really nasty little insects to animals that get in and drink their blood a bit. But you know what? They have a place in nature as well. So I would say that's the answer to that, mate. But wow, how fantastic to have you guys watching, and how incredible is this? Wild Safari Live from Africa, and you guys in London. Well, miss you guys hugely. Right, I think we should move on. We should move on, and we should go and move to another water point. I found the spoonbill. He's over there. I really wanted to do that for that lady because I drove past it this morning, and we can see what else we can find. I'm not sure if we've had any feedback about the tracking question to see what people think. What was the reason? How could I tell that those elephants were very, very close by? I don't know, you tell me. You guys are so knowledgeable out there. You have helped me so much with all the things I need to know, and I reckon you know the answer to this. Why could I tell that track, from that track, that the elephants were around this area? Lisa, hello, welcome to Wild Safari Live. You just asked a question, and your question is an interesting one about, can elephants hear through their feet? They definitely pick up vibrations, that's for sure. They're incredibly intuitive. You might find this hard to believe, but their first sense of communication is actually sight. To communicate with each other, that is, they will use sight first, and smell and sound very, very close by. Body posture and all that sort of thing is very, very important. But hearing through their feet, I'm not hugely knowledgeable about that particular ability, but maybe someone out there could find out a bit more for us. I know that there's talk about them actually feeling or picking up sensations through their feet, but I'm not sure about hearing through their feet. I think what you mean is, like, can they pick up information about what's going on, if there's some danger approaching or something like that. So maybe someone out there could help me along with that. Their sense of hearing is pretty good. I have to say, very good actually. Their sense of sight's not fantastic, so you can be very, very close to elephants if you're walking in the bush, but Steph would be able to tell you loads more about this on the walk. Steph and Scotty will be able to elaborate on that. But really good question, so maybe someone else could help us out with that a little bit as well. Folks, sorry about that. These little glitches happen now and again, and
gremlins and the technical things this afternoon, but we're back on again. You're back on the vehicle with us, and probably about 3 seconds before you arrived with us, there was a leopard lying just there in the sand, and he darted off into the bush. So not sure what's going on now. Aubrey and Texan found him, so yeah, the action's back on. We're very, very happy that we could get you back on the vehicle. All the guys are doing everything they can to sort those little problems out, but we have a leopard. Beautiful afternoon, sun has set, all is magic. What more can you want than that? Stunning. Let's get an ID, guys. So one of the boys. What I love about coming back here, having been gone for a while, is I have to remember them again. Yeah, this looks like quarantine to me as well. But let's get some feedback from you guys that know these leopards. I know Nikki thinks this is quarantine, and I know there's some of you that know these leopards well. You know the leopards by their spots. He's busy hunting as well. What's he going on? Oh, he's gone somewhere that is impossible for any vehicle to go, except maybe this one. How's it, guys? Oh, it's nice rims, that one, huh? Can you see him? Okay, guys, as I said, we might be able to do it with this little guy. Just get the angle right. Oh. Maybe not. These leopards a little bit closer. I don't want to make too much noise here. Let's just sit here for now. Hey? Yeah, no, I don't want to make noise. You guys are enjoying this. I didn't realize you can see him still.
So if you do that, I said I want to see how the land.
Alright, guys, so we've got a leopard. I'm going to show you this leopard. That's my reason for going. Oh, he's moving as well. Oh, he's moving. Can I get up there? Alright, got 2 game drive vehicles here. It's all a matter of just getting the angle right. Just up at the top there. Hey? It's up there now. I was hoping for a little spot that we could get up as well, but don't think so. You see, sometimes you can take these animal paths. You see, there's a little animal path there, but this one is just too narrow. But I do want to get up there, and I want to get up there quickly because this leopard is on the hunt, so we want to get to him, but he's now gone one of the few places that we can't follow. great vehicles. There's the game drive vehicle, that's Texan. Almost, but I don't know, we're not going to get up there. Aubrey and them also trying to find a way around. He's just up on top here. Brilliant, guys. Sorry, I'm listening to the game drivers here as well. We're trying to catch up with this leopard again. Quite a few people coming through agreeing that it's quarantined. Thank you very much for the help with the ID. We can get up there. Very tricky because there's a big drainage line here, but we can get on this side of it, perhaps. Oh, we can get up there though, that's the trick here. Because there's a big drainage line here, we won't be able to cross this at all. I want to make a plan, guys. I think if Hayden is also back up, so both of us are back in the saddle again, maybe drop in with him a little bit, see how it's going. I want to find a way to get up there, and we're going to try our best to find quarantine again. I will see you back here in a bit. I need to go back actually.
We just came up to Buffelshoek Dam to have a little look around. Very quiet. And seeing as we've got about 35 minutes, towards make our way over towards the hyena dens actually, and see if we can see anything there, because I'm really keen to see them. Now it can be a little bit tricky through here for signal for us, folks. It's a notorious area for us, but it's one of the only ways I can get through to here with enough time. So I think we'll be okay. Was not only that our Zoomies and lots of people on Twitter told me before that, but we actually got that message after we saw the track. So I'd say that I'm completely honest with you there. The track was on top of the tyre tracks from us coming through there earlier this morning. And we know that there hasn't been a lot of traffic on this area of Djuma. So we put two and two together, and sure enough, those fresh tracks were on top of our tyre tracks after we came back through there at about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock this morning. So absolutely fantastic answer, and good on you guys, and I'm sure lots of other people out there knew the answer to that as well. That's exactly what it was. So you start to build this picture in your head, and I was starting to get quite excited because I love going up onto that little embankment and bang, you see elephants there. Excuse me. Elephants up on the dam, but they'd gone through the dam, and we decided to go up around. We didn't see any tracks coming across the road on the dam wall, so I went around the corner, and sure enough, that's where we first came across them when we talked to you this afternoon. So cracking work, guys. That's brilliant stuff. It's what we call simple tracking, but it's still tracking nonetheless. Fantastic, really good stuff. And that's what we do in vehicles all the time. You know, you're looking out the side of your vehicle, looking for tracks coming across. Absolutely brilliant stuff, guys. Thanks for participating, everyone. That was really good fun to get those answers about the tracking, guys. I really appreciate it, and great stuff. We've come all the way down. We had a couple of little dropouts there, back further, sorted all that out. Come along, looked at the spoonbill, which is great as well. I really wanted to do that for that lady this morning. or it could have been yesterday morning. It all goes into a blur after a while, what happens when, and this incredible experience on Wild Safari Live. It's the ultimate experience for us out here. And I think Pete said it to you yesterday. What a job, eh? Can't believe this is a job for us. It's the best job in the world. Got a lovely question, Andre. That's a very nice question to ask, and it's good to get different perspective. And Andre, you're asking. Pete said his favourite month to do safaris is May. I'm not sure if he's talking about in Namibia or in Southern Africa in general, but I really like August. And the reason why I say I like August, it is a bit busy because it's quite the sort of height of the safari season. Because of the lots of different contributing factors for that. But I like, if I pull all that away, the reason why I like it is there's something about the bush in winter as well for me. I love places when they're in their dormancy, and then to see them in the summer is fantastic. But I also love this sort of how animals cope in the drier times, seeing the interactions between animals at waterholes that have to spend more time close to each other. In the summer, where the rains are much more dispersed, or water is much more dispersed across the land, there's a lot more waterholes. But in the winter, which is the colder months here in Southern Africa, normally sort of June, July, May, June, July, or sort of June, July, August, and May as well, what Pete's saying. I think Pete's saying it because he likes it because it's still got that lovely sort of green lushness to it, but the temperature's not as excruciatingly hot as the summer. But there's loads of different reasons, and I love August. It's super cold at nights, which I really like. And I know most of my Southern African counterparts and mates that live down here, girls and guys, men and women, it only has to drop under 15 degrees and everyone's got their winter woolies on. I think living in the United Kingdom, or being based in the United Kingdom for the last sort of 10 years, has acclimatized me to 15 degrees is a hot summer's day, you know, or 10 degrees is a hot summer's day sometimes. I'd have to say August, Andre, and thank you very, very much for your question, and thanks for having us and being on board. Wow. Justin, you are another person that is just fantastic today. Gee, so many people out there that have been wonderful in helping with this wonderful journey. Justin has just researched for us, and thanks, mate. Huge thank you to you. That scientists have found out just recently, by the sounds of things, that when elephants hear a predator and they let out that incredible vocalization that sounds like all your wildest animals rolled into one. If you add a bear and a tiger and a lion and everything else all together and put it in one sort of pot, that's what an elephant sounds like. It is absolutely incredible, and you feel your body shake when an elephant vocalizes in an alarm call. So what the scientists have found, Justin's saying, is that the other elephants can hear in the distance that call, or that sort of subsonic rumble and massive alarm call through their feet. Absolutely brilliant stuff, Justin. Thank you. You taught me something today. I wasn't sure about it. I've heard sort of rumblings of it, but I didn't really know how that happened. Thanks so much, mate. Okay, we're going to cross to Pete. We're going to drive on. It's a little bit dodgy down here. for signal. We're going to drive across to Pete, and I will see. Oh, sorry, I'll see you soon.
Well, welcome back this side. Glad that HT is rolling again as well. There's a leopard somewhere just here, we know that. But I actually took a very quick little, just walk up the one bank, because to get a car up there was difficult. And I had a look in there, in the top area where that leopard last was seen going into. It's very, very thick. To get a car up there is difficult, and to move around would also be very difficult. So much so that we wouldn't be able to keep up with him. And then there's a big donga, one of those deep sort of ditches that he might have crossed. So he's gone one of two directions really. Either he's continued in the direction that he was moving earlier when Aubrey and them found him, and that's what I'm hoping he's doing. That's what leopards often do. I mean, they sort of stick to a certain direction unless something distracts, you know, something that he could be hunting or something. He certainly looked like he was in a hunting mood, but I didn't see anything up there as well. I didn't see any prey species. Excuse me. So for now I'm just hoping he's going to continue along, maybe either up top the bank or down here. This is where we last saw him, well, just up ahead here. So basically I'm just going to turn around up front and then go back again, and then there is a little road that cuts towards the east, and see if we don't get his tracks crossing or maybe find him. But he's moving, and a little bit of luck we can find him again. This is where he went up. Beautiful big tambuti trees. Little sort of clearing behind, but very, very small clearing, and then it's thick bush again. Station go again. For Ingwe van Billy Makulus Latin, I'm trying to booga again, maybe Spaghetti Junction, Battery Road, but Lutu at the moment. Shop, shop. Guys, that's one of the game drives there from one of the private lodges. Just asking if I know where that leopard's gone. I just told him. I know where he's gone, but I don't know where he is. But we're going to keep trying looking for him. Perhaps the other vehicle will come help as well. Let's see again. Interesting little snack for a leopard. So we need a bit of luck. Maybe just find him crossing this road if he stayed up on the bank. Or we're going to go back to the riverbed. Hope he makes his way back in there again. But quarantine is out and about. We'll give it one more try, and if we don't find him, we've got about 20 minutes left of the game drive. I'm just wondering, I might be quite tempted to actually take a quick drive over Treehouse Dam. I've got a very strong suspicion that we could find Djuma there. The brother to the male we saw briefly for quarantine, the Q, as the name is as well. Sorry guys, I'm a bit distracted. I'm trying to think leopard here while talking in the second language. So if I trip over my tongue a little bit, do excuse me. Okay, let's think leopard. Look up here as well. This is the bank on the other side. I doubt he would have crossed, but again, it's not impossible. See, leopard this time of night, any predator really, if we were following lions now as well, but lions have got a much more sort of direct approach to how they move. Leopards are very opportunistic, so you have to try and put yourself in his shoes. He was in quite a playful, active mood. Look at that beautiful skyline there. Sun has set already, but we've got that red and orange sky. So you've got to put yourself in the paws of the leopard. What's he doing now? He was in quite a playful, active sort of hunting mood. He's nice and cool now. This is the best light for hunting. This is actually even better than darkness for the leopard to hunt in. So that's what you're trying to imagine, is where could he have gone? And then with that, you can apply all the knowledge, and then you need a little bit of luck and you can find him. I haven't seen tracks though as well. I've been checking the road quite a bit for tracks. So I think we might have a better sort of possibility of finding a leopard by following up on Djuma, which is my plan at the beginning of the drive, to be around Treehouse Dam for sunset. So I'm going to head over there. We do know that Q is in the riverbed. We do know that he's heading north. Tomorrow morning we'll look for him again, Chelapan, maybe up towards Gowrie Waterhole. Those of you that keep an eye on the waterholes, very good chance that he might pop out at Gowrie Waterhole for a drink tonight. You guys enjoying the sunset there? Good guys. A little sundowner drink from the guest from Djuma. But for now we've got a bit of time left. Beautiful evening, and I'm gonna do my best to find Djuma. It would be nice to see him again. Amazing colours, huh? You literally feel like you could touch that. This orange glow in the western horizon. But there's something else out and about. You're going to jump over to HT and see what he's got, and I'm going to get to Treehouse Dam before end of drive to see what's there. See you just now.
So folks, what we've got just there is one of the hyenas around this area. She's just gone back into we're going to go round to her. I'm pretty sure I couldn't get a visual on her, but the den site that they have is just here. So what I think we should do is just drive around to the den and just sit at the den rather than crashing through the bush after her there. Let's just go around, see if we meet up with her at that, excuse me please, at that den site. It's an amazing, absolutely amazing sunset today, as always in Africa. We get amazing sunsets pretty much every day. Please excuse me clearing my throat. I've gone a bit hoarse after today. Need a little drink of water very shortly. So just go in here nice and gentle. That individual was just on a very slow walk, and I think she was coming up to here, or he, didn't even see. And it's very, very hard to tell the difference between a male and a female sometimes, particularly when they're younger. So you keep your eyes open for me too, folks.
There she is, right in front of the road.
Right
Around the corner to the right.
Okay, yep. Walking up to the den. Excellent. Let's just see if it's the same. Yeah. Yeah. No, because we're just going to get to here now and put some lights, gentle lights on, and the light will be enough for us to see. There's a really nice, just a bit of behaviour going on here. Look at that. So there's a what a way to finish. Listen to this. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just get a bit of wash light in here, and and here comes the puppies. Here comes some puppies now. Here come the little ones. Wow, what? Hello. Incredible. So this particular individual here that I've got the light on now, the light looks quite hot, folks. I'm not going to put it on their eyes, of course, but is chasing off another couple of hyena. And what happened was you saw those little ones scoot off back into the den, and the reason for that is there was a couple of other, I don't know if it was, I think it was hyena. Do you think it was, Liam?
I didn't see anything else.
I don't know what the situation was there, but it was a predator, and it did look like another hyena, but I've just got a little bit of light on her now, lying there, and I think this other individual will come back. Now, I don't know this clan very well, excuse me, folks, so I'm not going to tell you who's who, and obviously I think this looks like the mother here, or is this the mother here? No, and here comes another one. So there's about 3 or 4 here. So this behaviour here is a greeting sort of behaviour. Here come the puppies, just behind here. It's an incredibly complex social structure, and all the behaviour you can see going on now is this male submissive begging that gets to a hysterical level at some points. Where the males, it's a listen. And these vocalizations are absolutely fantastic. We arrived at exactly the right time. The puppies, the clan, wow, we have an amazing situation here, folks. We just arrived at this hyena den at the right time. We saw an individual coming up the road, then cut off to come up to the den. And then the mum was lying up here with the pups. Look at this. Look how incredibly boisterous that puppy is. Now that puppy, or cub, sorry, that cub is pushing that other individual away and is standing up to that other individual. Sorry, I've been saying puppies. I mean, should have been saying cubs. And what's happening is, I don't know whether this is. He's just protecting his mum, and the offspring of the alpha female are the leaders of. They can call the shots. Goodness me. Let me just I need to maybe just reposition the vehicle here just to get a little bit more light, softer light, rather than this big spotlight on. Look at the puppies up here on the left, mate. Cubs, I'm so sorry. Hyena cubs. Amazing. really investigative. I'm amazed that there's 3 actually still alive. I'm being very, very gentle with the lighting here, folks. I want you to know the full spot is not right on the animals, it's just the edge of the spot, and really important that I just do this respectfully to the animals. It's such a complex situation what's going on, and as I said, I don't know who's who in this clan, but I can see that the cubs are really, really in great condition. This is Mama. And it's really hard to tell. The little bit of information that I do have is that this female that was lying down on the ground, which is this individual on the right of the screen, I'm pretty sure when it comes to hyena, it's always a bit tricky to tell who's who until you get to know them. I'm pretty sure this individual here, right in the bank, smack in the screen, facing with his chest to us, is a cub of that alpha female, and that's what all the hoo-ha was about when he came back up to his mum, and then the other cubs were trying to push him away, and really making a bit of a skirmish there. And it just goes to show you that the sort of boldness of the cubs of the alpha female, and how even at that age they'll stand up to other adult hyenas because they know they've got their mum to look after them there. I've got one other vehicle here, folks, just to our left, so if you do see another light shining around, that's what it is. I'm going to just nose up a little bit further so you can get better view. So VM, if you can just bear with me for a second, just let me start the vehicle. Sorry matey, it's okay. I'm just going to move up ever so slowly. That's all I want to do is about there. That's okay, my girl. That's okay, my girl. So I just put these lights back on. Oh, sorry, darling. That's a bit wild on you. Now, the light looks a lot, I promise you, a lot harsher. It actually is. It's quite soft lighting. Excuse me, please. Folks, I can't believe this. This is happening right in front of us here. I can hear lion. I can hear lion just only about a couple of 100 meters away. So we've got hyena, we've got lion on the property, definitely. We've got this little cub walking up to us here on the left. Really cute. Super cool, these animals. Very inquisitive. Lots of sense. Their sensual awareness is really high at the moment. They're like figuring out new smells and everything. But what an incredible day it's been, folks. And I just want, while you're looking at these beautiful pictures, you can just, I'll just recap a little bit of what we saw. We had Pete looking for that leopard, and obviously had some great times over at Arathusa. And then we've had an incredible elephant interaction as well. Today with those little babies. It has just been one spectacular day for all of us, and you've been right there with us on Wild Safari Live today, folks. It's such a pleasure to have you on board and to be working with Pete and the whole team here. It's just a fantastic experience for me, and hopefully for all of you. So I'll probably just turn this light down and come round to camera for you and just do a lovely little farewell to say thank you, what I love to say every day. And I really mean that. Thank you for all the time, all the work, all the research you did for us, everything. It's been a fantastic time, and that's what it's all about. It's the interaction that you can have with us live in the African bush. That's what Wild Safari Live's all about. And I hope you join us tomorrow. We'll be up again in the morning to do it all again. And all I can say to you is that this is one of the best things that I've ever done in my life. It really does feel like you're reborn again in television. Wild Safari rocks, guys. I'll tell you what, I'll see you next time. We'll be back just now.